This is the Gerry Callahan Show.
It is Friday, March 13th, Friday the 13th, and I'm going to try my best to get through this show without losing my mind, without losing my voice. It's not going to be easy because I have to admit I am still in a full state of rage. I had trouble sleeping. I had trouble thinking straight. I consumed all the news. I read everything yesterday. I followed all the details of the latest Muslim terror attacks on this country, and I'm having trouble with it, man. I really am. I'm having trouble with this country allowing this to happen. Yes, we did. This country, the United States of America, the government allowed this to happen. What we're witnessing right now is the ultimate in suicidal empathy, in self-destruction. In 12 days, here's what has happened. In 12 days, we've had a Muslim terrorist in Austin, Texas, open fire at a crowded bar, killing 3, wounding 18. We had a Muslim terrorist, 2 Muslim terrorists on Saturday, driving in New York City on an unusually warm day where they could have done anything, enjoyed the day. Instead, they threw IEDs at peaceful protesters and New York City police officers. And then yesterday, we had 2 Muslim terror attacks, one in Bloomfield, Michigan, and one in Norfolk, Virginia. And I will start with the bright side. I like to, look at the bright side of situations like this. These 4 Muslim terror attacks killed a total of 4 people. So we are lucky. As we sit here today, we can thank God. We got lucky. And the reason we're lucky is our enemies, for the most part, are freaking morons. These are stupid people. These are awful, evil, rotten people, but they're also morons. They intended to do much more damage than they did. This could be so much worse. Do you know the car attack on a synagogue in Bloomfield, Michigan? Do you know the car was wired with explosives? Do you know there were 104 children in that synagogue? And this guy, his plan was to blow the place up and kill everybody. You know how many people he killed? 0. He killed none. He lost his life. Security, armed security, shot him, and then he got all burned up in the car fire. That's great. That's wonderful. Hopefully he suffered. Hopefully he's burning still in hell. In Norfolk, Virginia, this scumbag Muslim terrorist from Sierra Leone, let me get his name, Mohammed Jola. We have a problem with guys named Mohammed and guys named Jola from Sierra Leone. We'll get to that. But he murdered an ROTC instructor. And if you haven't heard the details about Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shah, you really have to listen. You really have to look. There he is on the screen if you're watching along. That is Lieutenant Colonel Robert Saleh, a veteran, a hero, a ROTC instructor who was shot down and murdered by Mohammed Jola, a naturalized U.S. citizen from Sierra Leone. Yes, your country, my country, took in this maggot from Sierra Leone and gave him citizenship and kept him, allowed him to stay in the country after he was convicted of material support for ISIS. So we not only brought him in from this third world hellhole and gave him citizenship, he then joined the National Guard, but then he tried to join ISIS. Then he provided material support for a terrorist organization. What happened? He went to prison. The prosecutors wanted 20 years. He was given 11 and then released after 8 years for good behavior. So we released a terrorist, a guy convicted of assisting, providing material support for ISIS, and they just let him go. You can go now. Thank you. You did your time. We didn't deport. We didn't denaturalize. We didn't kick this piece of shit out of our country. No. We said, go ahead. And what did the terrorist do? He committed terrorism. I don't know if we'll ever find out. We'll find out the judge's name. In fact, we might be able to find that out now, the judge who released him, but we don't know who allowed him in, who looked at this man and said, we need to make him an American citizen. And he will contribute so much. We have asked this 1,000 times, and I will continue to ask it to the day I die. What benefit was it to make Mohammed Jallah from Sierra Leone an American citizen? He came from one of the poorest countries in the world, where half the country lives on $2 a day, where it is ridden with crime and corruption. And we made him a U.S. citizen. Why? What did we get out of it? That should be the only question we ask. What good does it do us? What benefit is it to us as a country to take this piece of garbage and give him one of the greatest gifts you can give someone, U.S. citizenship? There he is on the screen. The shooter, Mohammed Jallah, born in Sierra Leone, became a naturalized U.S. citizen, radicalized by Al-Qaeda, convicted for providing material support to ISIS, sentenced to 11 years, released early under Joe Biden for good behavior. He went to the campus of Old Dominion University, went into a ROTC school class, asked people there, is this ROTC? And they said yes. And he proceeded to shoot the instructor, Brandon Shaw, in cold blood. I'm going to get to the best part of the story, but I want to talk before we discuss the end, the demise of Mohammed Jallah, which I promise you, just give me a minute. It's the best part of this story. It's the best thing you'll hear all day. But let's talk about, put him back up, put the great Brandon Shaw. This is just heartbreaking. Anybody, if you read this last night, it's just nauseating. I don't know other word for it. It's disgusting. It is sickening that we brought this murdering scumbag into the country and then let him out early and then let him stay when he got out of our prison. And here's how he repaid us by shooting in cold blood Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw, professor of military science and leader of the school's ROTC program. He was a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and the Atlantic Resolve. His awards, commendations include 2 Bronze Stars, Senior Army Aviator Badge, Combat Action Badge, Parachutist Badge, Air Assault Badge, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, Air Medal with Valor, Joint Service Commendation Medal, Army Commendation Medal, and Joint Service Achievement Medal. A decorated hero of combat, the best of the best. This is the best of us, the best of America, right here. Are you going to put him on the screen for me or not?
I deleted him. He's coming back. Don't worry.
Deleted. You're as bad as friggin'.
But listen, you can only look at that guy so long, Jerry.
Yeah, that's a lot of respect. I mean, Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw is.
Oh, you want Shaw? You want the hero?
I want the hero.
Oh, I got Shaw.
I'm listing all his medals, and I want the terrorist. Good point. Yeah, you got me there.
I'm scrambling over here.
Can you just try to hang on? You got like less than an hour to go.
They didn't tell you? Craig's gone. Wally pipped him.
No, he didn't tell me that. What happened? Did he drown?
God willing.
Death by sunburn in Aruba. But I read everything about this man, and my head was spinning. It is just the most infuriating thing I think I've ever heard. This is how his country repaid him. Brandon Shaw gave his life to this country, literally, served overseas, was teaching young recruits, young cadets, was, according to everybody, just was an amazing man, just a heroic man, just the best that we'd come up with in this country. And here's how his country repaid him. They let this piece of vile trash into the country. Then they put him in jail for a couple of years for supporting ISIS. And then they let him out. And what did he do? He repaid this country by murdering this man, this wonderful man, this incredible man. Absolutely sickening. If this doesn't make your blood boil, if this doesn't make you radical, if it doesn't wake you up, we have to wake up, people. We have to wake up, America. We cannot allow this to happen. We cannot sacrifice the lives of great men like this in the name of diversity and tolerance and celebrating the multiculturalism. This is so sickening. All right, before I get too enraged, let's talk about the people, the wonderful young men in that classroom at Old Dominion, the people who ended the threat, who stopped the plan. Mohammed Jola was planning to kill many more. He killed one. He wounded two. He was neutralized by whom? Kids, students, teenagers, I think. Young 18, 19, 20-year-old great Americans. They didn't have guns. There were no guns allowed. Probably a sign on the door, no gun-free zone. They took him down with their bare hands and a knife. Let me just read a message somebody sent me last night on Twitter because this sums it up. This is the story. If you haven't heard it yet, here's how the gunman met his demise, met his end. This is from an Old Dominion ROTC cadet on campus. After the shooter opened fire in the ROTC classroom, cadets in the room jumped on him, stabbed him 22 times, and neutralized him before police arrived on the scene. Thank you to these brave cadets who kept the ODU campus safe. Please pray for the Monarch community. So students jumped into action, took him down, and then one student had a knife, thank God, and stabbed him to death before the cops arrived. Can I just say we have to find out who these guys are. We have to. Trump has to invite them to the Oval Office. There has to be. We have to see them on Newsmax.
We definitely
get my friend Finity on this. Get on this, Finity. Get these great men in studio. Let's see them. Let's hear them, because we lost a hero in Brandon Shaw. But man, there were other heroes in this classroom. He taught them well. Here is the FBI special agent from Norfolk talking about the situation, and listen to how she describes what these wonderful students did to this evil piece of trash. Go ahead.
Should be playing.
Okay, let's hear from the FBI special agent. We're looking at her on the screen right now. Can we hear from her, please? Can you just please give me like 30 more minutes before you go to sleep?
Listen, I downloaded the clip.
Okay, I don't care. Play the video.
It's not playing.
Oh, God.
Should be playing.
I am all alone. I am all alone in this world. I am all alone. I am. Okay. You're going to have to trust me. Special agent from Norfolk said they rendered him no longer alive. They had no guns. There were no cops. They took matters into their own hands. They were like me. They were working with nothing. They had no help. And they brought him down and stabbed this evil Muslim terrorist to death, which is just the best part of the story. And she also mentioned that before shooting the great Brandon Shaw to death, he was screaming, Allahu Akbar. Oh, imagine that.
It's common trend.
It's the common thread. We have 4 terrorist attacks in 12 days in this country. That's what our broken immigration system has done to us. It began with the fat slob Negagu Nianjan, who had a sweatshirt that said property of Allah before he gunned down at least 20 people in Austin, Texas. And it continued in New York City. We had those two teen terrorists, ISIS-inspired terrorists, who failed to kill anybody. Their plan was to kill many, many people. The next day, the mayor honored a Hamas supporter who wants to end Western civilization, destroy this country. Mahmoud Khalil honored him in the mayor's house, where this, and then the next day after that, he had a Muslim ceremony, a Ramadan ceremony in City Hall, where they all sat on the floor, ate with their hands, and said Allahu Akbar. Same thing the terrorists said. They're saying in the mayor's office in City Hall in New York City. But there's another common thread between all four of these terrorist attacks. Naturalized citizens. The shooter in Austin, the parents of the two terrorists in New York City, the guy with the car wired with explosives in Bloomfield, Michigan, the gunman in Norfolk, Virginia, all naturalized citizens. This is so sickening when you think about it. So they reviewed the cases and they said, you could become a citizen for these radicals, Muslims from Sierra Leone and Afghanistan and Turkey. I just started reading up on the whole system. How do you get naturalized? It is vomit inducing. And what does it take to denaturalize? Because obviously all these people should be denaturalized. They should denaturalize the parents of the teens who are building bombs in their mansions. They should denaturalize anybody who, provides material support for ISIS. That's what this guy did. And he didn't get denaturalized. It's no surprise. Here's a eye-opening statistic from 19. This is direct from the Homeland Security Department. From 1990 to 2017, an average of 11 denaturalization cases were opened per year. There was an uptick during the first Trump administration, 25 cases per year. 11 for 27 years. We denaturalized 11 people per year. What are we doing here? What is going on here? You can't, and I know it's difficult. You have to show allegiance to some other country, or you have to turn on your own country to get denaturalized. What do you call supporting ISIS? You can't denaturalize someone for supporting ISIS. This is so broken. This is so wrong. This is so insane what we're living through right here. And what would we be saying today if that bomb went off in Michigan and 104 little Jewish kids were murdered? Would we be saying, oh, lone wolf? You can't. Would we be talking about Islamophobia? Because I'm waiting for the first person to say, I'm concerned about an uptick of Islamophobia. Can we get one thing straight? If Islamophobia means fear of Muslims, that's healthy. That's understandable. If you're a Jewish person in Bloomfield, Michigan, you should be afraid. Why wouldn't you be afraid? They just tried to blow up a synagogue. Why wouldn't you have fear? Why wouldn't you be concerned? Here's what else. I told you this when on March 1st, when the fat slob opened fire on the bar in Austin. I said, get ready. It's coming. More and more. It's going to continue. That was 12 days ago. I feel like right now we should be asking, when's the next one? How about this weekend? Maybe today.
You'll have some on Monday.
It's become like a, what's happening this weekend? Anything good at the movies? Who's the team? Who's my team playing this weekend? How about where's the next Muslim terror attack? Because it's not going to stop. Joe Biden let 5 million military-aged foreigners into our country, illegal aliens into our country. 5 million. Let's just say 1% are radical Muslims who want to kill us. Hell, there were thousands on the terror watch list. There are thousands of more Jalos. Hell, just in the last month, 2 guys from Sierra Leone, both named Jalo, killed American citizens. Don't forget, Abdul Jalo, again, Sierra Leone, from Sierra Leone, murdered Stephanie Minter in Virginia at the bus stop, 41-year-old mother. Same name, same country of origin, same hellhole from the third world. Why did we let them in? That should be the only job of the media right now. Find out. Why did we let them in? Tell us. Explain to us. Why did we let them in? Then we'll get to why did we let them out of prison? On ISIS? Did you know you could provide material support for ISIS and get out in 8 years on good behavior? How is that possible? What are we doing here as a country? I would ask for a clip, a cut, but I don't know if are you able to do that, Montante? Or are you?
I'm here. Don't worry. That was just technology fails us every once in a while.
Get me the Norfolk Commonwealth attorney, whose name is Ramin Fatahi. He is speaking yesterday after an Islamic terrorist, a Muslim gunman, went into the classroom and murdered a great American. You want to know what's wrong with the country? People like this, a Soros-funded radical DA in Virginia. This isn't in California. This isn't Massachusetts. In Virginia, 3 shot. And he speaks to the media immediately afterwards. And what does he say? Does he talk about the heroes that stopped the gunman? Does he talk about Brandon Shah, this great American? Does he talk about the threat that Muslims immigrating into this country present? Of course not. He's a Democrat. He's a Soros guy. It's the gun. Listen to this lunatic, and it will help you understand the larger picture, what we have going on here, what the problem is. Check this out.
Hold on. Don't worry. Ready for him?
Okay, I give up. Just leave up. Leave me up and just go away, please. Just go away. Just take the rest of the day off. You had it okay.
It was just playing.
Yeah, I'll give you a D+ for the week. You could take the rest of the week off.
That's passing.
Ramin Fatahi said it was the guns. It's the guns, and played Republicans. The guns. It was a friggin' ROTC class. You think they might? And he was a military veteran. He was a National Guard veteran. He got a gun. He killed this great American, and he blames the guns, not the radical Islam, not the fact that the judge let him out, not the fact that he only did 8 years for helping ISIS. It was the gun. That's what we have going on here. All right, we're gonna see. I'm gonna try to find a way to get through this because we have some unbelievable sound. Trust me on this. The Norfolk FBI agent was great. That guy was really disgusting, disturbing. But we got much more to get to. I got more details on the Bloomfield situation. Man, did we avoid a major catastrophe. And we'll get to the latest on the Iran war. Bad news for Democrats, bad news for the media. It's going really, really well, and it's going to end soon. Sorry, Democrats. There were a few, tough spots, a few bad breaks, some bad news about an aircraft that went down, which is, the media will be thrilled about that. But for the most part, it's going really well. And we have an update on the new Ayatollah. I don't think we're going to see him anytime soon. We'll get to that and more, I hope, I think. But first,
Excuse me.
A well-built wardrobe is about pieces that work together and hold up over time. That's what Quince does best. Premium materials, thoughtful design, and everyday staples that feel easy to wear and easy to rely on, even as the weather shifts. Quince has the everyday essentials I love with quality that lasts. Organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion, lighter jackets that keep you warm in the changing seasons. The list goes on. Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out the middleman, so you're not paying brand markup, just quality clothing. Everything is built to hold up to daily wear and still look good season after season. Plus, they only partner with factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. I got a couple of Quince shirts, and I'm telling you, I love them. They were inexpensive, and I'm a cheap bastard, so that matters. And they've held up really well after a few washes, good as new. So refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/Jerry for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/Jerry. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Jerry. We will try to get to some unbelievable sound. I watched this. I watched this whole thing unfold, and I think, can anybody be against closing the border now? Can you really look me in the eye today and tell me ICE is the problem? Immigration enforcement is the problem? Do you want them to stop? ICE is trying to get the next Jallo from Sierra Leone before he kills. That's the goal. They're trying to get people like this who never should have been in our country out of our country. And by the way, this I hopefully will solidify the resolve of the Trump administration. If we've ever seen a case for mass deportations, and I don't care that they're naturalized citizens, they shouldn't have been. If we've ever seen a case where we just have to double down and get them all the hell out of the country, that's what we want. That's what we voted for. If you're against that, you're insane. You hate this country. Maybe you're from Dearborn, Michigan, which, by the way, Trump should put the whole city of Dearborn on the terror watch list. That is conquered. That is conquered territory. We've lost a city in the middle of our country to the enemy. I'm afraid to ask, but do you have that clip from Dearborn, Michigan?
Certainly do.
Oh, good. This is an interview in Dearborn, Michigan from, I think, I'm going to assume an American, probably a naturalized citizen from some third world hellhole. But this is who is living in our country, in middle America, in Michigan. And somehow we just look and say, yeah, it's diversity. This is who votes for Rashida Tlaib. This is who supports Ilhan Omar and that weird guy from India with the bad wig, Tradigat or whatever his friggin' name is. That's okay. You just told me.
You ready for him?
Going to be more of the message that should be sent to the people here, in that they have achieved victory. We haven't done anywhere near enough. And the people here, I promise you, we do feel ashamed. We do feel like we're not doing enough. We do feel like change needs to come, because change must come. And in the form that it must come is that this empire, the American empire that's been hurting our people since the beginning, the imperial Western powers that have been hurting our people since the beginning, they must fall. And inshallah they will fall. And my message to the people of Gaza and the oppressed peoples across the world is that there are people here, both young and old, who are going to be willing to fight and are willing to put their lives and everything they can on the line to bring these empires down, because they must come down.
They will fight to bring this country down. He is standing in Michigan. And you saw the little audience. There's like, the typical white lady with the gray hair, American lady, sitting there going, yeah, let's bring this empire down. Talking about the country, and forget the fact that they're stealing from us, collecting all the public benefits. I mean, these are people who are rooting hard right now for Iran, who want this empire to fall. And we let them in. And when they come here, they hate us. They want to kill us. And sometimes they do. And what do? We say, Diversity is our strength. Let's celebrate diversity. Let's be tolerant. We have lost our friggin' minds. You know what I want right now? You know what the answer is right now? 2015 Donald Trump. That's what we need. 2015 Donald Trump. He's a little chubbier. He's a little younger, and he's a little crazier. But you remember this moment? This could have been the springboard that sent Trump on his way to, 2 terms and prominence in this country for the next 10 years. But he gave a speech. It was very controversial. I think it's time to bring this back. I think it's time to end all immigration from Muslim countries. Can someone explain to me what the downside to that would be? Maybe we wouldn't have guys like that in Dearborn, Michigan, telling us he wants to bring down the whole empire. Maybe we wouldn't have people like the Jello brothers killing Americans in cold-blooded murder. Would we be depriving the country of doctors and engineers, or we would be doing our best to end this pipeline of radical Islam into our country? People who want to kill us. Do we have the clip from Trump or no?
We certainly do, but once I hit go, it's going.
All right, here is Donald Trump from 11 years ago.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Is that asking too much? Is that asking too much? Here's the insane thing, is he was called everything, racist, xenophobic, and all that. Maybe he would have saved some lives if we actually did that, if we actually said no more radical Muslims coming into our country. Because until you can answer the question, that's what he should say, until you can answer the question, how does it benefit us? How does it help us? Nobody can ever answer that question. What are we doing here? Why are we bringing in dirt poor people from Sierra Leone who come here, get radicalized in 10 minutes, admit that they're working with ISIS, and we keep them here. And we say, yeah, this ought to work out. He's changed his way. He behaved in prison. So you can provide support for ISIS and get out of prison on good behavior. When he was sentenced, and again, I'm talking about Mohammed Jallah, the gunman yesterday at Old Dominion. He said he wanted to commit a mass shooting like Hassan did at Fort Hood. He wanted to commit a mass shooting. He admired Hassan, and we let him go. We let him go, not go back to Sierra Leone, go back to Virginia. We just let him go. Here's the biggest reason why, and I understand, again, they're naturalized. So this guy was naturalized under Obama. I believe the Mohammed Ghazala from Bloomfield was naturalized under Joe Biden. Joe Biden spent 4 years. We had a president, an whole administration, Kamala Harris, Alejandro Mayorkas, a whole administration who looked you in the eye and lied to you for 4 years, just flat out lied. And when you look back now, it seems so bizarre. They told you the biggest threat to the country, to you, to me, to our safety was white supremacy. Remember that lie? And they said it over and over again while allowing hundreds of thousands of military-age Muslim men from the third world to walk into our country. People who've proclaimed their allegiance to ISIS came into our country while the president said the biggest threat to you, to your life, is white supremacy. And the media played along with it, and you heard it every day on MSNBC or CNN. Yeah, white supremacy. And they never answered the obvious question. Where is this threat? Who are the white supremacists? Where are they? Who is losing their lives while Muslim terrorists were killing people? They'd tell you, it's religion of peace, and the real threat is white supremacists.
And that's pretty much anybody with a red hat is what they were hinting towards.
You're right, but where are the victims? Where are the shootings? Where's the terrorism? Where's the crime? Where's the threat?
All they had were clips of the Patriot Front. They try to program everybody.
Yeah, the Patriot Front. Even January 6th, they will tell you that was white supremacy. Had nothing to do with race. But the only people who died were Trump supporters. Mm-hmm. They weren't storming they weren't driving cars wired with explosives into synagogues. They weren't going to bar rooms in Austin and gunning down college students. They marched on the Capitol, and they weren't white supremacists. But whatever. Here's the president, without a doubt, the most disgusting, dishonest piece of shit we've ever had in the White House, lying to the country for 4 years while the media played along. Yeah, white supremacy. It was just the biggest lie they've ever told. And they were doing it while they were allowing terrorists, Muslim terrorists and others, criminals, gang members, into our country. Do we have Joe Biden?
Ready for Joey?
This just makes my skin crawl to think he was commander-in-chief. I know he wasn't legitimately elected, but he pretended to be president for 4 years and told you over and over again that the biggest threat to you was, the Klan, white supremacists, just a totally made-up thing. Listen to this.
And we won't ignore what our intelligence agencies have determined to be the most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today. White supremacy is terrorism. And white supremacists will not have the last word. And this venom and violence cannot be the story of our time.
Enough of us have the guts and the hearts to stand up. To stand up against the poison of white supremacy, as I did my inaugural address, to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy.
According to the United States intelligence community, domestic terrorism from white supremacists is the most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland. White supremacy is a poison. It's a poison running through it really is. Running through our body politic. And it's been allowed to fester and grow right in front of our eyes. No more. No more. That the ideology of white supremacy has no place in America. None.
Over and over again, the cheer. No one bothers following up. Could you help us out? Where's the threat? Where do they live? Who are they? What are they doing? Tell me what they've done. The most lethal threat. That means they kill people. Where? Could someone help me out? Where? He is such a piece, he's just absolute scum, just lying, in lying to divide, lying to turn people against, along racial lines. Here's a quick clip. We don't have the sound, but in 2021, while he was president, Alejandro Mayorkas, that criminal, head of DHS, head of Homeland Security, who should be in prison right now, under oath before the Senate, admitted the Biden administration let in 60,000 immigrants from Afghanistan without properly vetting them from Afghanistan. And and most of them military-age men. While they were doing that, they were telling you white supremacists are the real threat. That man, that senile fool was the biggest threat to America. That he was the real threat. Mayorkas, Biden, Harris, they were the real threat. They opened the border and lied to you and said it was white supremacy. Absolutely repulsive people. But all right, I could do this. I could do this all day. I am looking forward to finding out who the ODU students were that neutralized the threat. That's going to be good. That story, if someone in the media actually does it, if they actually dig down, find out play by play, moment by moment, how it went down. And I have another request. The great Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Shaw, I want a Chris Kyle style send-off. I want a funeral, a celebration of his life like we've never seen before, like for a king. That's what I want. I want streets lined with flags and signs. I want kids saluting. I want this to just be viral, to just be the biggest thing we've seen, because he deserved it. He deserved it. He was the best of America. He was the best of us, and we have to send him off appropriately. And we have to understand what a great man he was, what a great American he was, and what our open borders did to him. We can't say, oh, let's not politicize it. Yes, let's politicize it. We opened the border. We let people in who hate us. We naturalized people who were supporting ISIS, I don't know, in hopes that they would vote Democrat. That's the only reason I could think of. And now this wonderful man is dead, and it's absolutely sickening. I'm going to get to the update from Iran. Pete Hegseth gave another classic press briefing this morning where he just went after CNN. It was great. And the Oscars, I don't know if this is good news, but the drone threat from Iran to the Oscars was fake news. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately. That's good news. There is no threat to California. There is no threat to the Oscars. It was made up. And Caroline Leavitt called the media out, made him correct. They had one anonymous source saying, yeah, they're coming after California. They just made it up. That's what they do. And there is no threat to the Oscars other than the fact that it'll suck and they'll all stand up and talk about how great, immigrate open borders are and how awful evil ICE is. But that's Sunday night. I'm going to predict what's going to win Best Picture and tell you it absolutely sucks. We'll get to that and more, but first.
Excuse me.
You don't always realize how bad your sheets have gotten until you finally replace them. If your sheets are piling, thinning, slipping, or overheating, that's your sign that it's time to upgrade to Boll Branch. Boll Branch's signature sheets are made from 100% organic cotton and designed to hold their shape, stay breathable, and feel luxuriously soft night after night. You'll fall asleep faster, stay comfortable all night, and actually notice the difference the moment you get into bed. And they don't wear out. They get softer after every wash. The fastest and simplest way to upgrade your sleep is replacing your sheets. It's a one-time upgrade that pays off every single night. No setup, no habit building, no guesswork, just noticeably better sleep. They're buttery soft from the start, get softer over time, and help you relax the moment you lie down. You'll notice the Boll Branch difference immediately. Boll Branch sheets are made from moments of unmatched comfort. This is sleep you don't compromise on. We got our new Boll Branch sheets, and I can tell you, I enjoy going to bed. Didn't know I needed them, but I love my new Boll Branch sheets. Sleep sound with Boll Branch. Get 15% off your first order plus free shipping at bollandbranch.com/Gerry. Code word Gerry. That's Boll Branch, BOLLAND branch.com/Gerry. Code word Gerry to unlock 15%. Exclusions apply. Good news for the United States of America, which means bad news for the media and the Democrats. Things are going well in Iran. Sadly, a refueling plane went down. There was an accident between two planes. One landed safely, one did not. We lost 4 more servicemen. That is tragic. That is awful. But the damage we're doing to the enemy is immeasurable. Their missile launchers are down 90%, drones down 95%. We're winning. Trump has said we've already won. I'm not sure it's time to declare victory, but that's coming. And bad news for the new Ayatollah. We're not sure if he's even still with us. Ayatollah Jr., Khomeini Jr., as we talked about yesterday, he gave a statement that some newsreader read, We didn't see him. We didn't hear from him. And there's a good reason. There's a report now that he's in a coma. He lost a leg. He might still be with us. He might not. Hegseth this morning gave an update. It was another classic Hegseth performance, just aggressive and defiant, going at the media and telling you things are going great. Do we have Secretary of War Hegseth?
We do. I'm about to pull it up.
That's a good idea. Let's pull it up.
The new so-called not-so-supreme leader is wounded and likely disfigured. He put out a statement yesterday, a weak one, actually, but there was no voice and there was no video. It was a written statement. He called for unity. Apparently killing tens of thousands of protesters is his kind of unity. Iran has plenty of cameras and plenty of voice recorders. Why a written statement? I think you know why. His father, dead. He's scared, he's injured, he's on the run, and he lacks legitimacy. It's a mess for them. Who's in charge? Iran may not even know.
There you go. There's your update. It's going to be over. Maybe it'll be over when we're back here on Monday. Who knows? But not going well for the media, the Democrats, or Iran. They're going to be defecting. IRGC guys are going to be defecting soon. And it's going to be chaos, and it's not going to be a good situation when we leave, but we're going to leave. We're going to get out, and then what will they say about endless forever wars? All right, before we get to, we found it. We found the first Democrat to accuse anybody who was sickened by yesterday's developments of Islamophobia. It's begun. Let's get to the Oscars, which, again, is not under any threat from Iran. That was made up. But it's going to be typical. You're going to hear, speeches about Trump's bad and ICE is evil and immigrants are wonderful and all that, even though we've just lived through 2 weeks of terror. I haven't found one person, and I've been reading I'm a big movie guy, who doesn't think one battle after another will win the best picture. And I'm here to tell you, it sucks. And I was optimistic. DiCaprio's great, a great actor, a total moonbat, climate change, lunatic, but a great actor. And Sean Penn, he is too. Again, they're both crazy lefties, but they're great actors. And I thought it would be okay. I knew ICE was going to be the bad guy, immigration bad guy, Antifa the good guys. I understood that going in, but I thought it would be entertaining. It was awful. I mean, it's just awful. The whole thing was just disjointed and incoherent in the last half hour. It's just stupid. You watch it and you go, where are all the whatever. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give away the ending, but it is terrible. And the only possible movie that could upset it is Sinners, and we all know why. Sinners is going to win a bunch of awards because there aren't many white people in it. Sinners is, again, it was reasonably entertaining, but it's silly. I mean, it's like an old-fashioned, feels like it's going to be a crime drama, and then it turns into a freaking horror movie in the middle, and the whole thing's absurd. The movie that should win wasn't nominated. The Neil Diamond movie, Songs, whatever it is, Song Sung Blue. I was dragged to that, and it was great. It was very entertaining. I highly recommend it. I don't know if the best actor is probably going to be Michael Jordan, because again, the Oscars, as you know, demands diversity. It mandates diversity. You can't be nominated if you couldn't have Schindler's List win anymore because there aren't enough people of color or LGBTQ people in it. You have to have marginalized people in your movie to win it. But maybe Jordan's the favorite, but maybe DiCaprio wins. Again, DiCaprio's great, but the movie sucks. Anyway, Oscar. We'll talk about it Monday. I'll hate watch it, at least for a little while on Sunday, and we'll talk about it Monday. But before we go, Yes, it has happened already. By the way, Montante, can you bet on the Oscars? I know you only care about things you can bet on.
Yeah, you can. Yes, that is. I care about a few things, and gambling is top of the list. Yeah, you can. You can, but they limit you on how much you could bet because obviously something like this.
I was going to say everybody. I've read 4 or 5 different prediction columns, and every single one predicts one battle after another.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I'm surprised you're this big of a movie guy. I didn't know you had time for movies like this.
And you don't bet on this, do you?
No, if you show me the list of movies, maybe I've heard of 2 of them.
What do you bet on now with no football and no playoffs?
I'm betting soccer in countries that you can't even find on a map.
You're betting soccer.
Oh. Football, as they call it.
By the way, no Iran in the World Cup. They're not going to come. Well, as of now, things could change. It could be regime change. I'm
surprised by that.
And still no word from Megan Rapinoe or Jamel Hill or Keith Olbermann on the heroic females from Iran who
I think
said
Olbermann's still going at his old colleagues from ESPN back when he had a job.
And I mean, nothing from them. You'd think they would just gratuitously say, God bless I shouldn't say God. They would never mention God, but kudos to the women from Iran who wouldn't sing the anthem and then defected, 6 of them. The other ones went home to get executed, but the courageous women who said, screw you, Ayatollah, we're staying in Australia. Nothing from all these women who were who claim to be champions of women. Well, this is real courage. This isn't some guy in a dress playing a women's sport. This is real heroic women athletes, soccer players. And Megan Rapinoe says nothing.
Silent.
It's pretty revealing. But before we go, get me the Kristen Gillibrand. This is a U.S. senator. And she didn't even wait till the bodies were cold. Didn't even wait.
Tuberville?
Yes, Tommy Tuberville, senator from Alabama, former Auburn coach, said what many, many people said yesterday. We have a problem with Islam. That's pretty obvious. We have a mayor in New York City who's taken over and shoving it in your face. We have in Newark, New Jersey, they raised the Islamic flag and shouted Allahu Akbar. We have a New York state senator candidate who said America deserved 9/11, wearing her hijab. We have a mayor in New York City honoring a Hamas-supporting, America-hating radical in Mahmoud Khalil in the mayor's office. We have them kneeling down on mats, eating with their hands and saying Allahu Akbar, the same thing the terrorists said when they attacked yesterday. Anyway, Tuberville tweets he was accused of suggesting that Islam is the enemy. No, he says Islamists, which are radical Islamic terrorists. So he states the obvious. They're the enemy. He said the enemy is inside the gates. It's a pretty innocuous statement, obvious statement. Yes, the enemy is here. We let them in. We naturalized them. We have a problem. The enemy is here. Here's the reaction from a senator. She writes, this type of Islamophobia is disgraceful and unbecoming of a senator. Delete it immediately and apologize. She's demanding a senator apologize for writing, the enemy is inside the gates. What the hell? That is Islamophobia? By saying the enemy is here. They are here in this country, inside the gates. That is obvious.
Well, Jerry, let me ask you a question. Why is it okay for Joe Biden to say the enemy's inside the gates?
That's a good question.
That's okay.
I'll tell you why it's a problem, because he made it up, because it's not true.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
he did it for political reasons. He did it to demonize white people, which is what he did every day for 4 years. But this is obvious. The enemy is here. We've naturalized them. The conversation today should be about how do we denaturalize them? And if it's too difficult, we have to make it less difficult. That should be a priority right now for our elected leaders, making it easier, making it possible to denaturalize radical Islamic terrorists. Is that asking too much? I don't think so. If we put that to a vote, you think maybe 98% of the public would support it? Yes. Would Democrats in Congress support it? No. They don't want any of their potential voters denaturalized or deported, and they will call you Islamophobic. And to that, the only response is Islamophobia is the only natural reaction to Islamic terror. And it's not just the terrorists, as we've seen. It's our mayor in New York City. It's candidates for the New York State Senate. It's our congresswomen from Minneapolis and Detroit. The enemy is here inside the gates. The enemy is radical Islam. And if you can't say that, then forget it. We're done here. And if Trump doesn't, I understand we got a war going on, but he has 3 years. If he gets wobbly at all on mass deportations, we're going to get destroyed in 2026 and then maybe 2028. And then what's going to happen? Democrats are going to open the border again. They're going to welcome in millions more third world men of military age who want to kill us. That's the Democrat position, the Democrat policy. This should be eye-opening to everybody. This should wake up every independent and many, many Democrats that we can't do this. We won't have a country if another Democrat, a Joe Biden, gets back in the White House and opens the border again and abolishes ICE. Then it's over. We're done. This will happen over and over again. Unfortunately, it's going to happen. It's going to happen maybe this weekend. If not this weekend, next week, the week after. There are so many of these radical men in our country right now. And ICE is trying to get them out. And sometimes they can't because they're naturalized citizens, but they intend on hurting us, killing us. And it's going to continue. And it's absolute madness. All right. That will do it for today and for this week and for Montante's time.
I'll be back Monday, Jay. I look forward to running this back for,
yeah,
for as long as we're doing this.
Well, I'll plan on being all alone yet again.
Hey,
prepared. I'm sure Ironhead will return from his honeymoon fully informed and up to date on all the issues of the day.
He's going to be bright red. That skin complexion.
You know what? He's going to come back with. He's going to say the lines at the airport. I mean, these lines at the airport. By the way, if they don't wake people up, Democrats did this. We're being attacked by Islamic terrorists every other day, and Democrats yesterday voted to continue to shut down Homeland Security, to fund the Coast Guard and airline, whatever.
What do they call the people that bother you at the front?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
They don't give a damn that people are being inconvenienced and missing flights, and there's total chaos at the airport, and there are threats, terrorist threats. They don't care. It means nothing to them. They hate ICE. They hate Trump so much. They will ruin your trip. That's the Democrat position right now. It is just nuts, but that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm Gerry Callahan. This is The Callahan Show, and we will do it again tomorrow.